Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Beric Livingstone. The papers are talking about our football team returning to England. Apparently the side won't be coming back till after Donald Trump has left, which I'm sure is a coincidence. But when they do return, it's reported they'll be invited to 10 Downing Street. We just don't know who'll be in 10 Downing Street to meet them. Meanwhile, here at HQ, we have a much clearer idea of what the future holds. And that's the transfiguration of Smurfs into Smackers. There's £1,000 in a cash form to win or split if you can get all of our 12 trivia questions right. If you know it, your wallet could show it. So let me show you. Q1. Who was the first person to appear on a British stamp? Queen Victoria, Victoria Beckham, Elsa the Snow Queen. 2 queens, 2 Victorias, 2 poshes and an ice. Which has the best pout? It's a toughie, that one. If you went for Elsa, then it's already time to let it go, making even Posh Spice look like a pleb. It was Queen Victoria. And happy and glorious Queen Victoria's 121,176 of you. The penny black was first issued in 1840 and featured Vicky's side-on mugshot. And just a thought here. Who do we want to see lose the World Cup final? Are we still touchy about Croatia, or is it our old-time dancing partner, Les Français? Tell me in the chat right now, who do you like to lose, Croatia or France? You can use the French flag, or if you can find the Croatian flag, you can use that. Okay, now back to the Qs. Q2. Clint Eastwood famously played the man with no what? Leaky taps. Name pet hedgehogs. Clint Eastwood, famous actor, director, also a musician. He composed the music to Mystic River and $1 Million Baby. True dat. As impossible to forget, though, as he is to Google, it's the man with no name. That's a spaghetti western, and you passed a test, 118,366 of you. Clint played the role in all 3 of Sergio Leone's Dollar trilogy. Pretty good for a guy with a blank birth certificate. Okay, so it looks like Croatia. You want to see Croatia lose. I have to say, I agree with you. I want to see Mbappe be amazing for France. My brother lives there too in France, so he'll be rooting for the French. Good call. So, anyway, a very special hello to Jesse Leach, to Tetra and his band of merry men who play every day, to Jumpman in Guernsey, and to the Ganapati crew in Peckham, sending my best to all of you. Q3. When Bon Jovi were halfway there, what were they also doing? Combing their hair, living on a prayer, going upstairs. John Bon Jovi. He has an honorary doctorate in humanities and claims to be Frank Sinatra's blood relation. But he's also known for this song, of course. Even Rapunzel took less time with her hair. But there's no combs in this one. Whoa, oh, they were living on a prayer. Yes, 115,956 if you got it right. Living on a Prayer peaked to number 4 in the UK charts. But it's the song everyone wants to do on Guitar Hero. Q4. What kind of food are Arran banners and Ulster emblems? Sausages, potatoes, apples. You can have an Ulster coat and an Arran sweater, but that would be the Irish Arran. If you had an extra R, you're probably thinking about Scotland. Arran banners from Scotland, Ulster emblems from Ireland, couple of Celtic cuisines, but what the chuff are they? Getting a right mashing, they're both potatoes. Potatoes, 62,973 if you don't have to call the whole thing off. We lost 53,000 there. Sausages and apples. Sausage question? Well, it wasn't, but it was, but it wasn't, but it was. Anyway, goodbye, you lot. The Ulster emblem is long and ovally, while Arran prefers their spuds more spherical. Q5. According to a 2017 study, where's the most common place for Britons to spend time queuing? Supermarket, post office, pub. A queue is also a hairstyle. It's a Manchurian pigtail. But you don't need to know that. Okay, well, we've been the world champions at queuing since records began, but seems we do most of our pee and queuing in the supermarket. The super answer, 27,737 of you got it right. Another pretty tough question there. We collectively queue for 333 million hours a year, which works out as roughly 6 hours per person. HQing not included. 3,072 players used extra lives to get back in. Clever move. And now, Q6. Don't push me 'cause I'm close to the edge is a line from an 80s track by which act? Public Enemy, Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash. Don't push me 'cause I'm close to the edge, as you can probably hear. It's some great health and safety advice, but who put it in one of their songs? The sixth member of the Furious Five, it was Grandmaster Flash. It was actually adapted for a road safety bit of infomercial in the UK. 11,904 of you know your 80s hip-hop bands. The message broke the hip-hop mold, dropping the usual boasting for some honest social commentary. Something different now. On to Q7. In astrology, which star sign immediately follows Aries? Pisces, Gemini, Taurus. Astrology, been around since Babylonian times, and it's just as reliable now as it was then. The Ram runs from March 21st to the 19th of April, but who's hot on its heels? A big old bunch of bull. It's Taurus. Taurus, the right answer, 5,409 if you got that right. Another tricky question there, 7,800 eliminated. Tauruses are sometimes described as calm and stable, despite the whole bull in a china shop thing. Okay, politics, Q8. Prior to Theresa May, who was the last Prime Minister to be an only child? Edward Heath, Stanley Baldwin, Margaret Thatcher. UK Prime Ministers, gotta love them. The Duke of Wellington, who was a Prime Minister in the 1830s, used to carry a poison-tipped umbrella. Guess he hated the rain. Anyway, she'll be the only one left in her cabinet at this rate, but which of her predecessors was sans siblings? A hairless victory, it was Stanley Baldwin. Hairless victory, Baldwin, please yourself. 943 if you got that. That was the first savage question of the day. Question sauvage for Stanley Baldwin. Just 943 of you got it right. Yes, Ted Heath had a younger brother, while the Iron Lady, which most of you thought it was, had a non-metallic sister. Okay, 943 of you left as we go into Q9. According to 2018 figures, which of these three cities is the least expensive to live in? Cairo, New Delhi, Phnom Penh. You could drive between these three. It'd take a while because they're about 5,000 miles all told. Three cut-price capitals, but who's practically paying you to live there? Getting its pyramids from Poundland, it's Cairo. Cairo, home to the oldest university in the world. 316 of you might have gone there. But I think that's another savage question because we lost over 1,000 of you. 717 thought Phnom Penh, 357 thought New Delhi, but it was Cairo, the Egyptian capital. It's in 188th place in the cheap living stakes, but Belfast is pretty close in 152nd. Okay, London definitely not on that list, anywhere near the bottom. Q10. Which of these venues has won the Art Fund Museum of the Year award? Imperial War Museum, Hayward Gallery, Yorkshire Sculpture Park. This year was won by Tate St Ives, near where my family are. Used to be called the Gulbenkian Prize. Art Fund Museum of the Year. Hayward was nominated in 2014, but we're after whoever beat them here. Home to 8 Henry Moores and plenty of sunlight. It's the Yorkshire Sculpture Park. Yes, the Yorkshire Sculpture Park. 172 of you got that right. The park was a runner-up in 2006, but returned to win it 8 years later. Okay, 2 to go. Stay with us. 172 in the game. 17 using extra lives. Q11. Which of these leaders was alive at the same time as when the Magna Carta was signed? Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, Charlemagne. Yes, allegedly the document that inspired the Declaration of Independence. Magna Carta was signed in 1215, but who was conquering the rest of the world at the time? The Mongol superstud himself, it was Genghis Khan. Can you believe it? 94 if you got that right. 40 went for Attila the Hun, who was about 800 years before that. Okay now, you 94, well done. War cries at the ready, because we're conquering our way into the final round. Everything still to play for. Well, not everything, but £1,000, which is not nothing. This has been a fabulously exciting game. 94 people going with us to Q12. Which tech offering, designed as an alternative to email, was shut down by Google 3 years after its initial release? Google Lively, Google+, Google Wave. No time to Google the answer, just go for it. Google already solved emails with Gmail, but what was the name of their sucky second attempt at it? Google Plus hasn't been updated since 2015, but it's still technically alive. Hyped up in 2009, though, and crashing out in 2012, we're after the one that got its name from a sci-fi show. It's Google Wave for the win. And I would like to wave my congratulations to 51 winners that we have today. "51 of you waving back victoriously because you are the proud owners of a lovely chunk of change, £19.61. Congratulations to Nick 1970, to Tubbs 94, to Mabeuf, to Chris Lumders something or other, and some people with England badges, some little smiling sunshines, and a few Instagram avatar faces there. You all look lovely to me, and you are all winners in our 12-question trivia triumphant return to form. Excellent work, everyone. Hopefully that was a profitable slice of Thursday night, if not financially, then at least intellectually. You know where to find me on Twitter and Insta. I'm at Beric Living. Always good to hear from you. And if you have a shout-out request, tweet me to tell me what they are. We will, of course, return. Tomorrow is Friday. We'll be back for more quiziographic challenges at 3 p.m. More fascinating facts, a healthy dose of completely useless information, and an excellent chance of winning a nice bit of lolly. Why would you miss it? You won't. See you then. Goodbye.